where I'm going to read some John Keats poetry for my sleep podcast. And if you're into sleep podcasts, you can find Ode to a Mockingbird on the playlist. And it's just poetry, classic poetry, put to ambiance, crickets, little birds twittering in the trees, etc. So we're going to do that, and yeah, let's see how that goes. So what I do is I'm recording that here, and then I'll repost it on the playlist with ambiance. So what we'll be reading from is this book sent to me from a very dear friend who found it in a used bookshop. And it's John Keats, poems by John Keats. So we're going to read some of his. I would say, I don't know if they're lesser known. To me, they're lesser known. Ode to a Nightingale is very big. Uh, uh, whatever the what can ail thee, night at arms? Something Sans Merci. That one, Bright Star. Those are like very well known. These are lesser well known, at least to me. And I'm going to record a few, and then we'll stick them onto the podcast as a sleep for a sleep podcast. This one is called Fancy, and I'll show you the art for it, which you're not going to get if you're on the other one. Look at that. I love the etchings, the art. All right. Fancy. Ever let the fancy roam. Pleasure never is at home. At a touch sweet pleasure melteth, like to bubbles when the rain pelteth. Then let winged fancy wander through the thoughts still spread beyond her. Open wide the mind's cage door. She'll dart forth and cloudward soar. O sweet fancy, let her loose. Summer's joys are spoilt by use, and the enjoying of the spring fades as does its blossoming. Autumn's red-lipped fruitage, too, blushing through the mist and dew, cloys with tasting. What do, then? Sit thee by the ingle, when the sere faggot blazes bright, spirit of a winter's night, when the soundless earth is muffled, and the caked snow is shuffled, from the ploughboy's heavy shoon, when the night doth meet the moon in a dark conspiracy, to banish even from her sky, sit thee there and send abroad, with a mind self-overawed, fancy, high-commissioned, send her. She has vassals to attend her. She will bring, in spite of frost, beauties that the earth hath lost. She will bring thee all together, all delights of summer weather, all the buds and bells of May, from the dewy sward or thorny spray, all the leaped autumn's wealth with a still, mysterious stealth. She will mix these pleasures up, like 3 fit wines in a cup, and thou shalt quaff it. Thou shalt hear distant harvest echoes. Thou shalt hear distant harvest carols clear. Got an airplane flying overhead. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's flying overhead, so I'm going to stop for a second. Distant harvest carols clear. Sweet birds antheming the morn, and in the same moment, hark! 'Tis the early April lark, or the rooks with busy caw, foraging for sticks and straw. Thou shalt at one glance behold the daisy and the marigold, white-plumed lilies, and the first hedge-grown primrose that hath burst. Shaded hyacinth away, sapphire queen of the mid-May, and every leaf and every flower pearled with the self-same shower. Thou shalt see the field mouse peep, meager from its celled sleep, and the snake all winter thin cast on sunny bank its skin. Freckled nest eggs thou shalt see, hatching in the hawthorn tree, when the hen bird's wing doth rest quiet on her mossy nest. Then the hurry and alarm, when the beehive casts its swarm, acorns ripe down patterning, while the autumn breezes sing, O sweet fancy, Let her loose. Everything is spoilt by use. Where's the cheek that doth not fade, too much grazed at? Where's the maid whose lip mature as ever new? Where's the eye, however blue, doth not weary? Where's the face one would meet in every place? Where's the voice, however soft, one would hear so very oft? At a touch sweet pleasure melteth, like to bubbles when rain pelteth. Let then winged fancy find thee a mistress to thy mind, dulcet-eyed as Ceres' daughter, ere the god of torment taught her how to frown and how to chide, with a waist and with a side white as Hebe's, when her zone slipped its golden clasp, and down fell her kirtle to her feet, while she held the goblet sweet, and Jove grew languid, break the mesh of the fancy silken leash, quickly break her prison string, and such joys as thee she'll bring. Let the winged fancy roam, pleasure never is at home. That is Fancy by John Keats. Not Reba McEntire. John Keats had her beat by decades. Got a couple of, got some Milo's sweet tea. If you're not from the South, Milo's is a good solid option when you don't have mom's sweet tea or grandma's sweet tea. It's good solid. It's a good solid option for those that don't know. All right. This one's called Ode. Ode. Bards of passion and of mirth, ye have left your souls on earth. Have ye souls in heavens too, double lived in regions new? Yes, and those of heaven commune with the spheres of sun and moon, with the noise of fountains wondrous, and the parle of voices thunderous, with the whisper of heaven's trees, and one another in soft ease, seated on Elysian lawns, browsed by none but Dian's fawns, underneath large bluebells tinted, where the daisies are rose-scented, and the rose herself has got perfume which on earth is not, where the nightingale doth sing, not a senseless, tranced thing, but divine, melodious truth, philosophic numbers smooth, tales and golden histories of heaven and its mysteries. Thus ye live on high, and then on the earth ye live again, and the souls ye left behind you teach us here the way to find you, where your other souls are joying, never slumbered, never cloying. Here your earth-born souls still speak to mortals of their little week, of their sorrows and delights, of their passions and their spites, of their glory and their shame. What doth strengthen and what doth maim? What doth strengthen and what maim? Thus ye teach us every day wisdom, though fled far away. Bards of passion and of mirth, ye have left your souls on earth. Ye have souls in heaven, ye have souls in heaven too. Ye have souls in heaven too, double lived in regions new. Oh, let me do that last time. Double lived in regions new. So that was Ode by John Keats. Here's one called Lines on the Mermaid Tavern. Souls of poets dead and gone, what Elysium have ye known? Happy field or mossy cavern, choicer than the Mermaid Tavern? Have ye tippled drink more fine than mine host's canary wine? Or are fruits of paradise sweeter than those dainty pies of venison? O generous food, dressed as though bold Robin Hood would with his maid Marian sup and bowls from horn and can. I have heard that on a day mine host's signboard flew away. Nobody knew whither, till an astrologer's old quill to a sheepskin gave the story, said he saw you in your glory. Underneath a new old sign, sipping beverage divine, and pledging with contented smack the mermaid and the zodiac. Souls of poets dead and gone, what Elysium have ye known? Happy field or mossy cavern, choicer than the Mermaid Tavern? Lines on the Mermaid Tavern by John Keats. And here's one called Robin Hood. No, those days are gone away, and their hours are old and gray, and their minutes buried all under the downtrodden pall of the leaves of many years. Many times have winter's shears, frozen north and chilling east, sounded tempests to the feast of the forest's whispering fleeces, since men know nor rent, since men knew nor rent nor leases. No, the bugle sounds no more, and the twanging bow no more. Silent is the ivory shrill. Past the heath and up the hill, there is no mid-forest laugh, where lone echo gives the half to some white, amazed to hear jesting, deep in forest drear. On the fairest time of June you may go, with sun or moon, or the 7 stars to light you, or the polar ray to right you. But you never may behold Little John or Robin bold, never one of all the clan thrumming on an empty can some old hunting ditty, while he doth his green way beguile to fair hostess merriment, down beside the pasture Trent, for he left the merry tale messenger for spicy ale. Gone the merry Morris din, gone the song of Gamelin, gone the tough-belted outlaw, idling in the green shaw, are all gone away and past. All are gone away and past, and if Robin shall be cast sudden from his turfed grave, and if Marian should have once again her forest days, she would weep, and he would craze. He would swear for all his oaks, fallen beneath the dockyard's strokes, have rotted on the briny seas. She would weep that her wild bees sang not to her. Honey, strange that honey can't be got without hard money. So it is, yet let us sing, honor to the old bowstring, honor to the bugle horn, honor to the woods unshorn, honor to the Lincoln grain. That is Robin Hood by John Keats. Fairy songs. Shed no tear, oh, shed no tear. The flower will bloom another year. Weep no more, oh, weep no more. Young buds sleep in the root's white core. Dry your eyes, oh, dry your eyes. For I was taught in paradise to ease my breast of melodies. Shed no more. Overhead, look overhead, 'mong the blossoms white and red. Look up, look up. I flutter now on this flush pomegranate bough. See me, 'tis the silvery bill. Ever curves the goodman's ill. Shed no tear, oh, shed no tear. The flower will bloom another year. Adieu, adieu. I fly, adieu. I vanish in the heavens blue. Adieu, adieu. Ah, woe is me, poor silver wing, that I must chant thy lady's dirge, in death to this fair haunt of spring, of melody, and streams of flowery verge. Poor silver wing, ah, woe is me, that I must see these blossoms snow upon thy lady's pall. Go, pretty page, and in her ear whisper that the hour is near. Softly tell her not to fear such calm Favonian burial. Go, pretty page, and soothly tell the blossoms sang by a melting spell, and fall they must ere a star wink thrice upon her closed eyes, that now in vain are weeping in their last tears at sweet life leaving, and these arbors green, rich dowry from the spring of the spheres, alas, poor queen. It was Fairy Songs by John Keats. La Belle Dame Sans Merci. Ah, what can ail thee, wretched wight, alone and palely loitering? The sedge is withered from the lake, and no birds sing. Ah, what can ail thee, wretched wight, so haggard and so woebegone? The squirrel's granary is full, and the harvest's done. I see a lily on thy brow, with anguish moist and fever dew, and on thy cheek a fading rose fast withereth too. I met a lady in the meads, full beautiful, a fairy's child. Her hair was long, her foot was light, and her eyes were wild. I set her on my pacing steed, and nothing else saw all day long. For sideways she would lean and sing a fairy's song. I made a garland for her head, and bracelets too, and fragrant zone, and she looked at me as she did love, and made sweet moan. She found me roots of relish sweet, and honey wild, and manna dew, and sure in language strange she said, I love thee true. And she took me to her elfin grot, and there she gazed and sighed deep, and there I shut her wild, sad eyes, so kissed to sleep. And there we slumbered on the moss, and there I dreamed, ah, woe betide, the latest dream I ever dreamed, on the cold hillside. I saw pale kings and princess too, pale warriors, death pale were they all, who cried, La belle dame sans merci hath thee in thrall. I saw their starved lips in the gloom, with horrid warning gaped wide, and I awoke and found me there, on the cold hillside. And this is why I sojourn here, alone and palely loitering, though the sedge is withered from the lake, and no birds sing. Stanzas. In a drear night at December, too happy, happy tree, thy branches ne'er remember their green felicity. The north cannot undo them, with a sleety whistle through them, nor frozen thaw wings glue them from bedding at the prime. In a drear nighted December, too happy, happy brook, thy bubbling ne'er remember, thy bubblings ne'er remember Apollo's summer look. But with a sweet forgetting, they stay their crystal fretting, never, never petting about the frozen time. Never, never petting about the frozen time. Would 'twere sown with many a gentle girl and boy, but were there ever any writhed not at passed joy, to know the change and feel it, when there is none to heal it, nor numbed sense to steal it, was ever said in rhyme. Asleep, oh sleep a little while, white pearl, and let me kneel, and let me pray to thee, and let me call heaven's blessing on thine eyes, and let me breathe into the happy air that doth enfold and touch thee all about, vows of my slavery, my giving up, my sudden adoration, my great love. These are John Keats poems that I'm doing for my sleep podcast. The Ode to a Mockingbird, so that's a play on words for Ode to a Nightingale. except it's my sleep podcast where I just read classic poetry. Not always John Keats, but the classics. And you can go to sleep to the classics. So that is a full episode. So what I'm about to do is take the sound and edit it into an episode which I will post upon the playlist on this channel. Subscribe. Ode to a Mockingbird. So thank you very much. And if you want to support the channel and get ad-free listening, check out my Patreon. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you next time.